Hello, welcome to Petra's Happy Place. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Petra, and this is my happy place. I hope I find you all well and in good spirits. And if you're not in good spirits, that's okay. Thank you for joining me. I hope to give you a little bit of inspiration, encouragement, whatever I can. Um, yeah, so anyway, my videos usually last a long time, and I'm hoping that this will be a short one. I'm going to try and make it short without rushing. So we'll see how that goes. So I wanted to show you a couple things that I finished, okay? I had been working on this poncho. I was going to make it into a swancho, but I realized that, okay, here it is. Oh, with a cowl neck, but not cowl, it's a turtleneck. So there we go. So here it is. I actually finished it and I think it turned out awesome. But from here to here, it's basically all the same width. And so it would not make sense to seam it at all on the sides because you would be, go walking around like this, which would be really silly. Um, but you know what? If I would have thought about it, I could have made it with like slits. You know what I'm saying? I could have made it with slits for the arms. Oh, that would have been too complicated. I just wanted to use up the yarn. So there is that finished. And I'm not quite finished with this sweater, but I wanted to show you the halfway finished. Um, Let me put it right side out. Um, I'm still sewing in the ends, but I'm rather happy with the way the hat turned out. I went and I bought some of that fun fur. Let me see here. I know well, maybe I didn't bring it in. Guess I didn't bring it in with me. But I bought some fun fur at Hobby Lobby and I put it around the hat. Isn't that neat? So now I'm not sure how it's going to look on, but I had made this like a collar here, on both sides. So the hat looks separate. You know what I'm saying? So when you have the hat off, it still looks, it still has a collar on it. And it's black, so it's hard to see. But yeah, it has a nice collar. So I just have to finish weaving in all the ends and it'll be good to go. I bought yarn and I thought I was going to need yarn to do this. So I bought another skein of the black yarn at Hobby Lobby to put an edging around it. But I realized that would look really silly because the bottom is already ribbed. Oh, I'm sorry guys, the with the black, but you can see it's already ribbed. And if I were to put a ribbing around this way, vertically, it would look really silly. So I said, nope, I'm not going to do that. So I bought the yarn. So now I've got another skein of black. Oh well. Okay. So I went out today. I actually went out today and I first I went to the Hobby Lobby and I got the yarn for that. And while I was at Hobby Lobby, I got another skein of this. It is I love this yarn print. and it is in the color Sugar Plum Stripe. And yep, that's pretty. And I have some over there in my stash, and I had bought it and some other colors to make a pillow for mom about a year ago, and I never did do the pillow, but now I have all the yarn. I'm thinking I might make, since I have the green, the purple, and the periwinkle, I might just go ahead and make like a small child's blanket and have it on hand for a gift for later. And I also found a book. It was on sale. It was on clearance. Let me see how much the regular price was. Because, I mean, anyway, I mean, it was just a book. And I'm wanting to start to read a little bit more often. Um, yeah, it was half off. So I just got this book. I just read the back and it sounded interesting, so decided to do that. Okay, I'm trying to manage all of my stacks here in front of me. Okay, so one of the things I had contemplated doing was starting knitting. And I know a lot of crocheters have started knitting and they really enjoy it and all that kind of stuff. And I've been piddling with the idea for the last couple weeks. And so I when I was at Hobby Lobby, I had picked and put in my cart, my basket, I had put a couple of circular knitting needles. And I thought, well, I'm going to try this. So I got up to the counter and they weren't on sale like the yarn was. And I thought, maybe it's just the yarn bee kind of stuff that's on sale. I don't know. Maybe the other stuff wasn't on sale, but it wasn't on sale. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to get those right now. So I just told the cashier, I said, I don't want those right now. So she took it off, and it saved myself some money. But not only that, it was like a sign. It was a sign from God. No, that's how I'm looking at it. But I wanted to go ahead and tempt myself again. So I thought Mr. Happy and I went to lunch. And then when we get done with lunch, we go to this Mexican restaurant. It's our favorite place. Well, it's Mr. Happy's favorite place for Mexican food. And so um yeah. So anyway, we went there for lunch, and then Joanne's is right next door to it. Now, I have said on several occasions I do not like Joanne's because they they just don't have a whole lot. That I mean, they have one aisle and that's it. And most of the yarns that they have, I don't care for because they're either the bulky or the I mean, I just don't use that kind of stuff. So that's why I never go in there or hardly ever go in there. But every once in a while, I'd like seeing what they got. So I went in and I found something that I'd never seen before. And I'm sure you all know all about it, but I personally have never seen it. And I'd never been like induced to buy it. So I just let it go. So let me show you. Oh, so actually, I saw that, and it's an Ogo. And I only have had, well, I had picked up a couple of Ogos before, and I never used them, and I had given them away or done something, sold them. I don't remember. And I have one Ogo up on my shelf left, just because I like the colors of it. but I've never used it. And so when I went in to Joann's on the very end, they had, excuse me, they're called Ogo Colorama. Now, I've never seen those before, okay? But it's like I would say it's kind of like what I think the in Canada they have the Red Heart Super Saver brushed or something like that, brushed or um the because it has like a halo on it, okay? Well, that's kind of what this is. But they had probably like 6 or 8 different colorways, but they're ombre, and this one goes from this is like a denim-y color, and it goes all the way down to a very, very light blue, like an ice blue almost. But they had orange and gold and 2 or 3 other different kinds of blues or turquoises and a couple greens. I had the green picked up. I really liked that. But when I looked, I was wearing my new winter coat, and it is a dark blue color, and it matches this. Well, so I picked this up, and I looked, and it was on sale for something. Let's see here. It was normally $10, and it was marked down to $5.99. So I thought, okay, it has 481 yards in it. That to me was a good deal. So I should have gotten a couple of them, but I wanted to try it out to see. Well, then I looked right here on the front, and there's a picture of a knitted scarf. It's a knitted scarf. And now this says 5 bulky, but I think it only says 5. To me, it's a 4 with a halo. Okay, because when you look at the size needle, it's only going to 6 millimeter, and I think of a 5, you need to use more like a 6.5. Whatever. It's just a personal preference. But it's very soft. And so I looked at that scarf and I thought, okay, there's a pattern, and this scarf takes one of these Ogos to make a knitted, scarf. I'm like, maybe I'll knit it. So then I go, well, God, am I supposed to look for knitting needles here? So I go over and I look, and none of that was on sale. And I said, no, I'm not going to spend that much money. So anyway, I found this, and so I got this. And then look right next to the other end cap, and they had another kind of yarn I had never seen before. And I thought, I'm going to try it. It's called Big Twist, Static. Big Twist Static. And there's all different colorways that they had. Now it says 5 bulky, and this is definitely a 5 bulky. But this has 131 yards. And but see, this says use a 4.5 millimeter hook. That doesn't even make sense. You shouldn't be using that small of a hook. See, seriously, that's what that says right there. Let's get it focused. Focus. There we go. See? That doesn't even make any sense. a bulky using a smaller by 2.5, two sizes smaller than a number 4. I mean, whatever. But anyway, I'm looking at the colors and I just love the colors in there. And it just so happens that that blue right there matches the blue in here. Isn't that was another sign. So I bought this and I thought, well, if I make a scarf with this, if this is enough, I could make a hat to go with it. We'll try it. I don't know. We'll see. But knitted. So I came home and I go into my stash. Not my stash, I should not say that. I have a drawer over here. I have a drawer with my tools in it. All of my crochet and knitting tools, you know, like all my hooks, my needles, stitch markers, everything like that. And I have this case right here that I've had probably 25 years, 30 years maybe. But I have put all of my knitting needles. These are all my knitting needles. So I do have some. I mean, I've got straight needles. I have 4, you know, like to do a circular project. I've got, you know, 4 small needles like that. But I've also got, and this was in my mom's stash that I had found, I found size 5 circular knitting needles. So I have some. So there's no need for me to go buy any kinds of tools. What's in here? Oh my. Oh my. Okay, okay, okay. Look what else I found. This. Do y'all remember those? This is what came in a knit crate box a long time ago. But I also have knitting needle caps in this one pocket. It's got 2 pockets. See this one and this one? And it's black again, and I'm sorry. Okay, so let me see. I never understood what this was for. Y'all tell me, what did you guys use that for? I have no idea, but it is cute. Okay, so there's other stuff in here. Yeah, they're all knitting needle caps in that one particular pocket. I must have, you know, at one point put all my knitting kind of stuff in here. Oh, there's another one. What else is in here? Nope, nothing else in that top one. So anyway, see, so you could actually put your circular knitting needles, you know, like if you got the interchangeable ones, you could put the cords and stuff in one of those pockets. But this has all the knitting needles. Isn't that handy? So I looked at my knitting needles, and of course I do have the sizes I would need to make those, you know, a scarf. But then I thought, do I really want to learn a whole nother art form when I haven't really worked and perfected, not that I'm not trying to be perfect, of course, but used Tunisian enough. So I thought, well, I'm going to do something Tunisian. And I had started last year. I have this book. I don't know if you guys remember, but I have this book, the Tunisian crochet book. This is volume 1. One of the reasons why I ordered the book, look at the author's name. Wait a minute. See her first name? You can't go wrong with somebody that has the same name as you. But anyway, I picked this up. I ordered this about 2 years ago, and I had a whole bunch of Be So Baby yarn, and I decided I'm just going to grab one at a time, one skein at a time, and I'm going to make squares. They are just squares of using different patterns. So this one is the simple stitch. I don't know if I'll remember the names of all of them, but this one is the pearls. Wait a minute. Let's get it the right way. Yeah, this is the pearl stitch. This is, I believe this is the lattice stitch. Here we have the knit stitch. Wait a minute, that's not a knit stitch. This must be the whole stitch. Full stitch, full stitch. That's what that is, full stitch. Then we have, this is the knit stitch. We have, I don't remember what this one's called, but it looks like kind of like a cable. This, I believe, is the honeycomb stitch. Which way does it go? This way. I believe that one's called honeycomb. Let's see here. This one, oh, is the basket weave. And then this one is another one of those really pretty designs. Yeah, it kind of looks like a little cable. Then I've got this one, and I think this is the double crochet. I think this is called the double crochet. And I am working on now, I'm working on, what's it called? Pinstripes. And I'm about halfway through. But it's called pinstripes. So anyway, I'm going through, I've got a couple more color, some greens and blues and stuff in here. And these are all basically blues and greens. And I think I'm going to go through my stash and see if I have any more blues or green colorways. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is just making a piecework, a patchwork, if you will, and use a white, or maybe if I could, I don't have enough cream. And see, here's the thing. This yarn is no longer available, so I can't buy it anywhere. So I would have to use something that is, if I don't have any more of the Be So Baby yarn, I would have to find a similar thing. Now that's milk fiber. I could actually use I could use Bambutiful, because anything like that's a bamboo type, it would lend itself very well. So I mean, I could find something that would go well with it. This is so cute. I might use that. So anyway, I'm trying to work on my Tunisian, and then I think I'd like to use I pick one of the patterns that I really liked and make the scarf and possibly the hat. I don't know. I've never done a hat with Tunisian. I mean, I've seen them done with like a double-ended. I don't have a double-ended hook, but I'm wondering though if it couldn't be done something similar to where you make your rectangle and then you seam it and then you draw it together at the top to put a palm. So we'll see about that. Okay, that's enough crochet for just a few minutes. I wanted to show you now. um I I want to be organized for the new year. This is one of the things that I like to do at the beginning of the year. If I don't do it at the beginning of the year, it doesn't get done at all. And I don't want that to happen. Even if I'm only organized for a couple of months, at least I'm organized for a couple of months. But let me grab my stack here. It's heavy. So in the mornings, I have my quiet time. And during my quiet time, it's just my time. Usually nobody, well, there's only Mr. Happy, but usually he's still in bed. I get up before he does, and I have like a couple hours. On work days, I have about 2 hours maybe by myself, and I like to just be quiet. Okay, so the first thing I normally do is I journal, and so I have a journaling notebook. And so I've been doing it faithfully, and I have these beautiful stickers. I've been just throwing them in there, but I just kind of journal around them. I use my fountain pen, so I kind of enjoy the process of writing in my journal. And the reason I do that first is usually everything will be fresh in my mind from either the night before or overnight, thoughts that I had that were like really prominent that I want to just get out, so that my time with the Lord isn't hampered in any way. I don't want to be distracted by that. So now I'm sitting down with my Bible, and there's a couple things that I need. Um, what I have here, this is my I call this my scribe notebook, because what I do in here is, if there is, and it's got nice pages, but it kind of, there's a lot of what they call ghosting. You can't tell it really well. Hold on, let me see here. There's a lot of ghosting, okay, on the one page, and I don't like writing over top of it. I like it to be clean and crisp on this page. So I'm just writing on this one side. But what I do in this notebook, if there's like a passage, if there's a chapter, if there's a couple of verses, a paragraph or something that really stand out to me, and I really want to meditate on them a lot, I will get out my fountain pen, and I will transcribe them into this book. And I find that it is so helpful for me um, to do that, because it will help me really focus on the words. And especially since I'm using my fountain pen, I have to be very careful because it doesn't erase. But be careful about what words I put on there, and I'm thinking about it, and at the same time I'm kind of memorizing it, right? So I have that when I have my quiet time. So then I'm reading my Bible, and what if there's a lot of notes that I want to take? Let's say I have, uh, by the way, I wanted to show you this. I've been thinking about, okay, I read the Bible through in a year this year, and it was so enjoyable. I really got a lot out of it, and I thought, okay, am I going to do it the same way this year, or how do I want to do it this year? And it just so happened I was in the checkout line at Hobby Lobby, and I found this for 99 cents. It's a 1-year Bible reading plan. And they say 15 minutes a day, but I'm sure if you wanted to make it a longer, more in depth, you could actually do study, not just read through it. To me, when I say reading, I'm reading it and then I'm thinking about it and meditating on it and either writing something, writing, excuse me, in my scribe book, or I'm taking notes. But anyway, it's real little writing, but um, it's all read the Bible in a year, and you're reading in 4 different places every day. So, like, you're not going to read, they're not going to have you read like 3 chapters in Numbers or Leviticus every day. And it kind of breaks it up. Sometimes I don't like the way that these little things break it up because they just do it by how many verses. And sometimes I'm like, that's breaking up, like it's taking things out of context, and I want to read things in context. So I like to read what's before and after. So I might read, instead of 7 verses of one chapter or something, I might read the entire chapter and then what's after it, because it helps, whatever, you know what I'm saying. And so, in that respect, what I like about this is, can you see there's little check boxes here at the very beginning? There's like a little box that you check off when you've done that day. So what I can do is, not only can I check it off, but let's say I read the 2 chapters, I will mark, or circle or whatever, what I've read. And this, actually, you can use it a couple years, because you can check it off when you're done. That would be the first year. And then the next year, you might circle each thing that you do. Okay. And in the third year, you might check it with a different color ink. I mean, you can use this over and over again, but I'm thinking, for 99 cents, I can try it and see if it works for me. So that's going to go in my Bible. Now, my Bible, I love my Bible. It's a study Bible. And so it doesn't have, and he has lots of study notes in it, and it has like references and cross references and all that kind of fun stuff. I love that. But it has no room, or very little room, in the margins to write anything. And I am a writer. I love to write. So what I found that I'm going to do is, let me just move these, is, okay, so I was given for Christmas this notebook. Okay. It's just a notebook that was on sale. She probably got it for $1. I mean, it's not like I'm worried about the cost or anything. But anyway, it's from my coworker. So anyway, what I like about this, number one, it's spiral, which really won't make a difference, only when I'm, like if I want to write on here. Excuse me. But what I like is that it has perforated pages. And so what I will do then is I can write my notes on here. I can use the front and back, and I can write really extra small. I don't want to do that, but I can write as big or small as I want on here. I could do any verse mapping, but then I can take it out of here and then use washi tape and tape it into my Bible, right into my Bible. So when I'm done with my Bible, it's like this thick. It's probably going to go from this thick to this thick. And I love that. I love a big, fat, chunky Bible. Anyway, so I can do that. Okay. But if I use this paper, I have to use a regular, a ballpoint pen, or, a pencil or something. I have to use that. But um, I I love fountain pens. You guys know that, and um, I have got a lot of stuff from Goulet Pens, and that their their company is called gouletpens.com. So anyway, they have this paper, and it kind of looks like um, what's that see-through paper? um, like tracing paper. It kind of looks like that, but it's it's very thin, okay? But you can write on here with a fountain pen and it doesn't bleed through. That's why I like this paper. And what I've been doing, and I don't have my Bible with me, but you know what? Hold on. I'm going to go get it. I'll show you. I'm back. That was quick, huh? Okay, so what I've done is I just have a little piece that it's like a half of a half. It was a quarter piece. But okay, so let me show you what I've done. Um, Let me go somewhere where I've been using it. Well, come on here. Okay. All right. So right here, I just tore out or tore a small piece, a half of a piece, whatever it was, and I wrote whatever I wanted to write on it, and then I used washi tape, a really thin washi tape, and I taped it inside my Bible. See? And you can still turn the page and you can write on this side. And what I like, what I'm trying to do is, like, if I'm writing here, it has to do with this side of the page. So when I turn it here and I want to take notes on this side of the page, I'll put it on this side. But let's say I have more notes that I wanted to put on this page, and this one's full, right? So what I would do is get another piece of paper and I could tack it up here to the top, or I could tack it to that side, right? I could do that. Or, to the bottom, however I want, as long as I could still fold it, into the Bible. And then washi tape is amazing, guys. If you don't know what a washi tape is, it's perfect for all the stuff in the Bible. So anyway, I might even start using, I've seen somebody that it's called tipping, where you put like a little, they take like a glue stick and they just run it down here like that, and then you stick it in your Bible and it dries. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But okay, so anyway, now I have two ways to put notes in my Bible. And I love that, because I can use either this kind of paper, or I can, if I want to, take this, like for instance, if I were to go to church and or listen to a sermon online or something, I could just take notes. And then when I was done taking the notes, I could tear it out and put it where the scripture is. I love that idea. So there's that. And those things are like what I do in the morning. Okay. So let me show you some other stuff now. Okay. So right now I'm using this for everything. I have, um, it's just a notebook that I had picked up at Goulet Pens many years ago. And what I do is I'll like put a calendar in here. Sometimes I'll do it like this, and sometimes I would, excuse me, I would do it like this. But then I would, put everything on here that I needed to remember for the month. But then I would go into details about stuff during the month, like if there was a phone number I needed to remember, or an address, or um, here I just had a quick journal entry that I'm like, and I'm looking at it now, I'm going, I really wish I would have not put it in here so I could put it in my journal. But whatever. To-do list. Let's see here. Things to get. Here I was trying to decide if what I needed in a phone, a new cell phone, because I was going to get a new cell phone. And I wrote down the things that were important, the things that weren't important. So I had it with me when I, went in to go get a phone. But anyway, yeah, I just drew some measurements of some stuff here. This, I was trying to figure out if I could do um, a crochet peacock feather. And I didn't even attempt to. But anyway, so everything is in this thing. And I thought, okay, as nice as that was, I get confused and then I'll forget, like, okay, where did I put that? What page did I put that phone number? Where's that address at? That kind of thing. So I'm not going to use this anymore. I'm almost done with it anyway. And I'm sorry, guys. It looks like 45 minutes, and I'm still going. I'm so sorry. It's so long. Okay, so I bought myself a new address book, and from now on, any addresses, like if I'm at work, let's say I'm at work and somebody gives me their address or phone number, I'll jot it down on a sticky note and I'll stick it in. I'll show you here in just a second where I'll stick it, and then when I come home, I'll transfer it immediately into my notebook, or not, my address book. And it's got, all the important stuff in there. Y'all know what an address book is. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Oh, okay. Let me go to this one real quick before I go to that. Um, Deb from One More Whip. Hi, Deb. She challenged me to write, to do some writing with my fountain pen, and this is where I first picked it up. And I just basically wrote um, a little ending to a story. So I thought, I'm going to use this notebook, purple, my favorite. I'm going to use this notebook for any of my writing, or, my ideas that I have for books, or character sketches, or anything concerning novel writing. If I think of a scene, I'll write that down in here. So that is another notebook that I have. And I know there's a lot of notebooks. Sorry about that. I still get coughing spells, and I think that I'm gonna have to live with that. So anyway, okay. So now I need a calendar. So I found this at Walmart. Okay, I don't even remember how much it was, but it's a 13-month planner. And let me show you here. Let me go to a month I haven't written on. Okay, so this is March. Okay, so it has the month, but then over here on the side, it has a to-do list up here, and a notes list here. So, as I'm filling in my calendar, I can show if I can, like, notes could be, don't forget this month the car registration's due, or that kind of stuff can go here in this notes section, because this is an overview of the entire month. And then on the next page, um this is all just for the month of March. It has just some blanks here. Well, come on here. There you go. So you can see the lines, just to, it could be your to-do list. It could be your grocery list, anything you want. Then down here we have, I'm grateful for, I'm excited about, your work goals, personal goals. And then on this other side here, we have currently, and then it has like what you're currently celebrating, loving, eating, drinking, da 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 da. More notes section. Here is doodles, and don't forget. Okay, so again, this is when I do my planning, like for the year, for the big year. Let's say um, um, I have a big event coming up in, say, September. What I would do then is say, okay, well, let's see here. I had by June, I have to make sure I make reservations, and then I got, you know what I'm saying? So I have to work my way back and start doing those things, and I have to write them down to make sure I don't forget, right? So anyway, that is my planner. This is my calendar. And this is where I would put every single event, birthday, everything. This is where it goes. Speaking of, look at this. In the back, it's got, let me see here. 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25 pages where all it is just notes. And then it has at the top, you circle the month and then the day. So let's talk about that for just a second. This is so cool. I didn't even realize this had it. But like, let's say again, I'm planning this event, and I'm sitting down and planning it. Let's say I'm in a planning committee or whatever, and I'm writing stuff down. I could take the notes back there on that event, put the date of it, and so I could even put, like in the actual calendar, see page such and such, and it would go. I could go back to the back to see everything that I have to remember. Anyway, that's all. This is going to be such a useful tool. Now, Mr. Happy got me this for Christmas, and it's a big Leuchtturm. Now, this is a notebook that I can use my fountain pens in, no problem. So this is just blank pages. That's all it is. It's a dot grid so that you can, you can have straight lines and stuff like that. But it's a dot grid. So what I'm planning to use this for, I have to have this with this, okay? So I would open up, let's say, to the month of February, and let's say in the month of February, I could just write February at the top of a page here. I'll write February, and then I could break it down into the weeks. I could do that here. Or let's say I have a lot going on the third week of February. So I would write February, whatever to whatever, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. See what I'm saying? You could jot all that down on here. And you could do, this is going to be all of my thoughts. Everything that I have that has to be recorded or I'll forget has to go in here. And it will be one of these things where I could reference, in here. So I could say, if let's say I was working on something particular, let's say I was working on a pattern for crochet, and it was due on a certain day. I could work on the pattern, I could write the pattern in here, and then in here, whenever it was due or when it was coming close, say, look on page 15, and then it would be on page 15 in here. So they're going to work together for me. Isn't that genius. No, it's not genius, but it is neat. Okay, so this is just a blank notebook that I picked up, and I wanted to see if my my ink would go through. And I wrote right there, and it didn't bleed through. It didn't even ghost. So this I could use. And now that I'm thinking of it, I don't know what I'm going to use this for. I was thinking about using it as a common book, but a commonplace book, but I'm thinking that I'm going to just put that kind of stuff in here. That's just like quotes from a book or something like that. I would put it in that notebook. So I don't know. Maybe this will be just for crochet. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I don't know. But I know I have it. This has been a very long video for something that I didn't want it to be very long. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope that if you only get, well, by now you'd watch the whole thing. So, thank you so much for watching the whole thing. Makes me feel really good that you cared enough to do that. But anyway, tell me what you thought. Tell me what you thought of all these ideas I had. All right. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day whenever you're watching this. Know that I love you and I'm thinking about you. And I appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart for keeping in touch with me and praying for me through everything that I've gone through. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.